Okay guys, so I'm back and I think I'm gonna finish up. So perhaps some of you who are watching are dealing with people who are addicted to drugs and alcohol. You know, the best advice that I can tell you, if you're dealing with like a relative or a family member, like it's okay if you're dealing with a relative or a family member that is living in your home, or you're living in that home, if you can get out, get out. If you can, get out. But if you cannot get out, then my best suggestion for you is to get help. Get help for yourself. Because there's help for people who are who are dealing with family members or relatives who are addicted to drugs, but that you cannot get away from, and it's really affecting you. It's affecting you because of the way you're seeing how their conduct is affecting other people. It might be their parents or their siblings or their children or their spouse. In whichever way it is affecting you, it is affecting you. You understand? It's whatever they're doing, it is affecting you in some way. So you need to find the help that will teach you how to deal with that situation. I was going to mention something before I got cut off in my other video. Well, before I had to stop in my last video. You see the most effective treatments that I have ever seen for drug addicts and alcoholics is it's a show called Intervention. I don't know. I know that we have. I don't know. I think the show started in the U.S. or it started in Canada. I don't know, but all I know is that there is an intervention here in Canada. So anyway, Intervention, for those of you who don't know, it's that show. It's a show like where they approach, like families approach. Okay, families are dealing with an alcoholic or a drug addict, and then there are some counselors who step in and discuss with the family how they're going to go about getting the addict to get help. So what they do is they gather the family and the close friends and relatives, and they discuss with them. Like they say, okay, look, we have to give this person ultimatums. Like an ultimatum are choices. You either receive the help we're going to give you, or you are going to be cut off from all family and friends. That's an ultimatum. That's a very drastic ultimatum, because it means that all the family and relatives who had been enabling the addict, all of that is now going to be cut off. And so now the addict is going to be left homeless. Okay, so all of the addict's primary contacts are now going to be removed. So now this person is going to suddenly find themselves homeless. Okay, and so those are the choices that they give to the addict. So then they have an intervention. So an intervention is when the family and the friends gather and the counselors are gathering in a room, and then they arrange for the addict to meet up with, like the addict doesn't know that the intervention is going to take place. So they somehow arrange for the addict, they get the addict to go into the room. So they go to the room and the addict walks in, and they get surprised because they're like, what is this? Sometimes they catch on. They're like, oh, great, an intervention. Most of the time, actually, they catch on. And then they turn around and they want to walk away. And other times, they stay. So then anyway, the point is the addict will walk in, sit down, and then the counselors will start to what's that word? They start to introduce themselves, and then they explain why they're there, why their family and relatives are there, and what's going to happen next. And so then all of the relatives and all of the family members and the friends, they all have a letter that they've written to the addict, and everybody gets to read what's going on in their how the addict has affected them. And by the time everybody finishes reading their letter, at the end of each letter, all the people that love them ask them, will you accept this help? So by the time everybody finishes reading the letter, the addict has to give an answer. And the counselor, before the addict speaks, the counselor steps in and says, okay, this is This is what you're facing. Are you willing to get the help? So then they wait for the addict to give an answer. If the addict says no, then everybody gets up and they say, that's it, it's finished, and they leave and they abandon the addict, and that's it. But if the addict says yes, then the addict grabs, the counselor will say, okay, all of your bags have been packed. Everything that you need is in your bags and in your suitcase, and there's a car outside waiting for you, and they're going to take you to, whichever place they have arranged, and the counselor just tells them everything that they're going to go through. So long story short, the addict will get to the treatment facility wherever it is in the country, or sometimes they go to another, like they come to here, or sometimes they go to the U.S. or whatever, and then they stay there for who knows how many months or whatever, how many weeks, and then the camera will show like a follow-up, like what the result of the treatment weeks later, and in the majority of the cases they've been successful. But there have been some cases with these interventions where they haven't worked because the addict just doesn't want the help. Yeah, and I've seen some cases like that. It's so sad, but more often than not, the intervention is successful. So that's what I was trying to say. Interventions are, as far as I've come to know about therapies for addicts, interventions right now I find are the most effective. Short of getting completely delivered by Jesus Christ, interventions are the most effective. So this is what the government needs to look into. Right? They need to look into some form of intervention for drug addicts, and they need to somehow incorporate that so that it works for the drug addicts and the alcoholics. Right? So they can say they have to make up some kind of, because the government's dealing directly with the addicts, they have to come up with some kind of a program, some kind of consequences, right? Just like the families in intervention, they will cut off the addict unless they get help. The government has to do something very similar. They need to do something drastic in order to, that has to do with an intervention where there are very severe consequences coming from the government unless these people, get the help. Because the kind of intervention that's going on with these families, it's really helping. And these addicts are actually turning around, So, yeah, that's something that the government should look into. Guys, that some of you guys know a Christian ministry called Teen Challenge, right? So Teen Challenge is a Christian ministry that helps addicts, drug addicts, and alcoholics. It's not only for teens, it's also for adults. And they have a 1-year program. And this 1-year program is a very intense program where the addict is, they get sent to, they have, Teen Challenge has, they have these places where they put the people, and the people, it's a treatment facility, and they stay there for a year. That's another thing about treatments that our governments have. They don't have the necessary, they don't have the proper training. They just don't. They put people in a facility for 1 month, and then they release them after they're finished with their treatment. That's not the way a drug addict or alcoholic is going to get treated. That's something that's going to, it has to be extensive, right? So Teen Challenge has a year program. And in the year, those addicts are really going to, they are able to apply themselves. They need a longer period of time to apply themselves. So what I learned, I think around 12 years ago, our government here in Canada approached Teen Challenge and asked them what are they doing, because their rates of the alcoholics and drug addicts, the rates of success is in the high 90s, but the rates of success for addiction treatment in the government jails and prisons, it's very low. So the government asked Teen Challenge, what are you guys doing? So then Teen Challenge told them, we are a Christian ministry and we use biblical formulas and therapies, and we use Christian counseling. So they explained everything to the government, what they're doing in order to get these results. But do you think the government would then change the system for the way they are treating the addicts in jails and prisons? No. Why? Because it's a Christian thing. So the state of addicts in prisons and jails is the same. Nothing's changed. But at least the government knows what they can do in order to get the same result as Teen Challenge. Yeah. So I'm going to have a link for Teen Challenge for you guys, so that they're always looking for sponsors. I used to sponsor some people because the people that they help, you know, they live there, right? And so they need sponsors to help them, like, you know, for like the sponsor, when you sponsor somebody, it goes, all that goes towards, you know, the cost that it like the cost for Teen Challenge, right? That it that it takes to support the people that they're helping. You know, like the bills in the building, the electricity, the utilities, their housing, their clothing, toiletries, their food, everything, right? Everything that they need to help to maintain, to help everybody there. They need that. They need funding. So yeah, I'd like to start sponsoring again. So, and you know what? They even invite you. They invite you to go to dinners. I've never been to the dinners, but for me, I would rather not go. I just would rather just when I was sponsoring some people, I would just, you know, just send the funds and that's it. But one day, you know, when I start sponsoring again, I might attend a dinner. But yeah. So for anybody who's interested, yeah. So then you can sponsor. At first, Teen Challenge was only for boys, but now it's for girls too, any age. So they have it, I think it started in the U.S. and they also have in Canada now. For years though, it's been for years. So guys, you know, send funds, send anything that you can buy for them. If you just send them some things. If you can afford to send them things in bulk, then send them things in bulk, because they're needing things for the people that they're caring for. You know, shaving lotion, razors, towels, like I said, toiletries, like, you know, shampoo, soap, body lotion, mouthwash, Q-tips, you know, things like that, pajamas, undergarments, socks, shoes, slippers, clothing, coats, jackets, hats, umbrellas, whatever you have in your home. If you can afford to send these things, whether in large amounts or small amounts, send it to them, because there's always a need. They always need. Okay? Okay, guys, so I think I'm finished. And wow, it's really dark outside. A lot of clouds. Okay, you know what, guys? I'm going to lift up the camera. Well, I'm going to lift up the tripod, so because I want to show you, because in one of my videos I showed you the skyline, and I want to show you I showed you the skyline, and I showed you the work that's being done, the construction that's being done. So in some of my videos you will hear like a lot of loud noise, like bang 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 bang. That's the construction that's going on over there. And I don't know what they're making, but it might be a condo. And it's almost finished. So hold on a minute. And the trees are changing color now. So today is September 23, the first day of autumn. Is it the 23 today? 22? Hold on a minute. I mentioned the date earlier. Hold on. Hold on. Yes, it is September 23. Okay, so I'm going to lift this camera very carefully. So sorry guys if I'm shaking. And it's hard to balance a camera when you're lifting it up and it's on a tripod. Okay. Oh, sorry guys. My camera just flipped back by itself because it was balancing forward, and then it just flipped back by itself. Okay, sorry guys about that. Okay, so let me see. I'm gonna turn around. It's hard for me to see because I'm so short and I'm lifting this camera, and all I see is dark. Like, it's dark for me from my view. Yeah, so there's the crane, and oops, sorry guys. So there's the building they're working on. Yeah, that's the building they're working on. And so I think that might be a condo or something, but I don't know. I don't know. Yep. Okay, guys, I think, yeah, I think I'm finished. Yeah, all those trees over there are changing color. Alright, guys, I'm going to try and bring this camera down again. Oops, sorry, guys. See, the trees are changing color? Yep. Okay, so I'm gonna, okay, hold on, I'm trying to, oh, okay, whoops. Okay, sorry guys. Okay, so I think I'm finished. Alright guys, I hope those window washers come. These windows are kind of dusty outside. That's terrible. Anyway, okay guys, thanks for coming by. Don't forget to give this video a like if you liked it. Please share and see my picture. If you see my picture there, I'm wearing a blue or turquoise shirt. Click on that and you'll subscribe to my channel. And then below the video, you will see, it says subscribe and you will see the bell. If you click on the bell, you will be notified every time I upload a video. If you don't click on the bell, you will not be notified, only once in a while. By the way, I've been seeing a person passing by. You see that person that just passed by? Like a lady in a checkered jacket or whatever. I don't know who they were, but I kept seeing them a lot today, passing by. Anyway, that's okay. God bless that person. Alright guys, so please wait a few seconds until the end of this video and you will see my picture and you can subscribe and then click the bell. Okay guys, God bless you. I love you all. Thanks for coming by. Ciao, ciao.